Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install a hidden microphone on your BMW e46 so that you don't have any more ugly wires hanging around. You don't got this ugly mic laying around on your dashboard near your steering wheel, nothing like that. Got this great little location for you guys, and let me show you how to do it. Okay, so a couple months back I ordered this Eonon Q50 Pro head unit for my BMW. And it came with this little microphone that's supposed to plug in, and you're going to run it out of the head unit and use it for phone calls. Now the problem is I don't want to have this little ugly mic just hanging around on the inside of my car and just leave it somewhere random like behind the unit or just in the cup holders. I want to have like a secret location for this microphone that will be useful but hidden. Okay, so what I've come up with is having my mic wire run out of the console and wire it so that it goes to there. So to remove this little console trim piece, I'm just going to pull up on the shift boot until this whole piece comes out. Now what you might want to do is grab your car keys, put them into position 2, put your car into reverse or neutral, pull back a little bit, and you can unplug these two wires under the gear selector lights. Now this might be easier for you to see from this angle, but under this piece there is a third wire right down here that you could just pull and unplug as well. With those unplugged, you can pull up this little shift boot section to reveal these two screws, which you're going to use a Phillips screwdriver to remove. Alrighty guys, now with those two screws out, we can lift up this trim piece and remove both of these window switches. The way to do this is there's two little clips here in the back. You're going to push them forward and then just pull the switch down. Just like that. Do that for both sides. And then now you should be able to find a way to wiggle this off. Okay, it seems like the way for me to be able to wiggle those off is to put my car back into neutral and then kind of slide this over. It's a tight fit, so it's kind of awkward to get this thing off, but there is a way. Try going from the back like I did, and this thing should come right out. Especially when you're using two hands, this should be a lot easier. But there it goes. I'm gonna remove these two window switches by unplugging them, just so that they're out of my way and it's a little bit easier to get my hands in there and move that wire around. But just remember that the shorter window switch, shorter in length, is going to go on the passenger side, and the longer one is going to go on the driver's side. The next step is to get your Phillips head screwdriver and to remove these two screws right at the bottom of this whole HVAC unit, just so that it's a little bit easier to pull this up and wiggle the mic down through there. Okay, so this whole unit won't pop out, but with those two screws out, you can give it a little bit of wiggle room, and that'll make your life a lot easier when you're trying to get that mic in. Okay, now for the part that you gotta be careful with. We're gonna use our power drill to drill an 1/8 inch hole and move all the way up to a 1/2 inch hole down at the bottom of this cigarette tray holder in the unit, just so that we can wiggle our mic through there. Okay, so I just finished drilling that hole. It is worth mentioning that I had to put my gear shifter into drive just to get it out of the way so I could fit the drill down there. The most important thing though is that you don't drill through too far and hit the wires, which is why you want to be pulling up on this as you drill. Now for the fun part, we are going to pull off this little foam windscreen just so that we can run the mic under this and pull it through that little hole that we just drilled. Okay, I have my mic inside of this hole. Now, what you want to do, this is very important, you want to make sure that the wires are pushed as far back as you can push them, because you do not want them getting into the way of your shifter, because the last thing you want is not being able to shift into park or drive or anything like that. So keep them out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to pull that mic through this little hole that we just drilled, and so it will come out this end. Okay, so it did take me quite a minute to get that mic through here. I had to widen up the hole just a little bit by getting the drill and just going around a circular motion so that I could fit the top of the mic through. But I ended up doing it. It didn't take too long, and now it's exactly what we need. Okay, so what we're going to do now is grab our ashtray insert that we popped out. We are going to pop out this little metal bracket with the cone. And I already drilled a 1/2-inch hole in the top left corner of our ashtray just so that the top of the mic can fit through again. And now we're going to grab that metal bracket and we are going to pop off the little cone that's inside. Now we are left with a 1/2-inch hole that the top of the mic is going to fit through. And I already wrapped my bracket with black vinyl tape just because the black paint was chipping and the silver was coming through. I didn't like it. So what you can do is wrap this like me or paint it, whatever works for you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our cigarette ashtray and we are going to feed the mic through the back. Pull that through. Then we are going to feed that through the metal bracket as well. Like so. And then this whole metal bracket can just go back into the ashtray insert. Just like that. Okay, now, as you guessed, you could just put the ashtray back into the slot, push it down like that, and there we are. It's pretty much good to go. Now, the only thing we have left to do is just reinstall everything that came out, put it back the way it was, and we should be good. So to start the reinstalling process, I'm just going to grab our screw, put this back into here, both sides, screw those in, and then we're going to put the trim piece on top of this. Okay, now before installing that trim piece, I want to remind you, these window switches go in, long one for the driver's side, short one for the passenger side. That's all in. I'm just going to use these 2 screws to screw down the trim piece. Lastly, you could just plug in these 3 wires back into the gear shifter trim piece thing, and we should be good to go. Click that back into place and we're all good. Just so you guys don't get confused, right down here, the purplish one is going to go on the left, the white one's going to go on the right side. Push that back into place and we're good. Nice, guys. That is looking pretty OEM. No one could tell that there was a mic right there. You can always close this when you want to keep it hidden. Open it when you want to talk to someone. Grab your girlfriend's scrunchie, throw that back on, and you're all good. So as you guys can see, I got no more ugly wires down here in the passenger footwell, besides this little charger cable that I got going on. But nothing long, nothing going crazy. Everything is clean and it's hidden. And most importantly, it's useful. If you guys liked today's video, please give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Have a good day.